So this is part 2 in my little mini series on building confidence in your fearful or anxious dog. And today I want to talk about the dogs that want to control situations in order to deal with their fear. As with the previous video where we talked about avoidance, I like to compare the way dogs are doing things with the way that humans would do things that are also fearful and anxious. So today I'm going to use the example of the person who is bulimic or anorexic. Bulimia and anorexia isn't something that just happens. Usually you end up with a person who is afraid of gaining weight. Or maybe they just feel like they're too fat, and so they become anorexic or they become bulimic. But instead of realizing that they have reached maybe their goal or whatever in doing what they're doing, instead of seeing the reality of the situation, that maybe they are thin enough, a person with bulimia or a person that's anorexic sees the fear that they have of gaining weight. So then it becomes more about the fear and less about the goal that they originally had. Everybody else around them can see, that they're unhealthy, that it's not working out for them, that they're in danger. But they themselves cannot, they don't perceive it the same way. All they can see is what they're afraid of, that weight gain. So you take a dog who has fear. Let's say you have a dog who's fearful of other dogs. And, we as owners, we can see that these other dogs, most dogs, aren't aggressive. They aren't going to hurt your dog. They just want to play. But your dog is afraid that it may get attacked. Maybe it's had a bad experience in the past. Maybe not. Maybe it's just afraid of other dogs. Maybe it hasn't been socialized. But in order to keep itself safe, your dog wants to control the situation. And how does it control the situation? You hurt before you get hurt. So the dog may act aggressively. Every other dog that it comes across, it may, lunge at, and it may attack other dogs. And a lot of people may say that that's just the dominance of the dog. You have a very dominant dog. And that may very well be the case. But with fearful dogs, that's how, they control the situation if you have that type of dog with that type of fear. So what can we do as owners to help your dog realize that it doesn't need to control the situation? First of all, you show the dog that you are in control of the situation. Say you're going for a walk and you see another dog, and the dog starts coming up to you and your dog. What can you do for your dog? You can put yourself between your dog and the approaching dog and shoo it away. Then your dog, after enough times of something like this happening, somebody walks up and says, "Oh, can my dog meet your dog?" And you just simply say no. And if you need to put yourself between your dog and that other dog and its owner, then you would do so. And by advocating for your dog in this way, your dog starts to see that, oh, you're controlling the situation. I can trust you to take care of me. As your dog begins to trust you, then you can slowly allow situations that used to cause fear in your dog to happen. So for instance, now you can take your dog to the park where there are several people walking their dogs. You can sit on the bench out of the way and just watch them walk back and forth, up and down the sidewalks, in the grass, playing, whatever, with your dog sitting beside you on the leash. Do this several times and your dog starts to realize, okay, so now there's dogs, they're out there playing, but they're not coming to me. They're not going to hurt me. They're busy with their own life way over there. And that's the beginning of building confidence. So later on down the road, maybe you can go for a walk with a friend that has a dog also. If you know that they have a well-behaved, well-mannered dog that shows no aggression to other dogs, you can walk together with your dog on beside you and their dog completely on the other side of them, so that they're each on two separate sides of the sidewalk walking in the same direction. This will give your dog a little more confidence because, once again, he's closer to another dog, but not so close that that dog can even really look at him. They sense each other. They know that the other's there, but there's no interaction. So that's good. That's, you're again building confidence, and you can do that a few times. Then after a while, you can maybe meet in a neutral area that's fenced in and let the dogs off leash. Now, at this point, what you would do is make sure that you are available to get in between your dog and that other dog. And you need to be really good at making sure that you can read your dog before you would do something like this. So you would want to, you would allow maybe them to walk side by side, a little bit of sniffing, never any jumping, never any, anything rambunctious or excitable, just very calm, sniffing maybe, and walking away from each other. Sniff, walk away from each other, and that's it. That would be it for the first meeting. But you need to be sure that you would always be there to advocate for your dog. And with time, as your dog's confidence is built, then you should be able to eliminate their fear of other dogs. But anytime you set up any of these situations, you need to be 100% sure that they are going to have a positive experience with the other dog, that the other dog is not going to react in a bad way. And this is how we would slowly, begin teaching your dog that it absolutely does not need to control the situation, that there's nothing to be afraid of, that you will take care of it. I'm Jessica Mashburn, the lady in OK Lady Canine Training.